So everything I did on the show was me being me. I'm a stand-up guy. If I see something, I say it like it is. I'm not caring about what you would say, but if the truth is the truth regardless. So that's what I did. So I'm just a very, truthful and straightforward guy. So when it comes to the part of being an instigator, I intentionally ask difficult questions. So maybe if it is interpreted as me being an instigator, then it's cool. Because in as much as I was on the show, I also needed to be entertained. So that's why I asked those difficult questions to hear because I like picking people's brains. I like understanding what a person, like getting a clear picture of what a person's mind is. So yeah, that's the reason why I ask difficult questions. Before BBNaija, I was a businessman hustling my life. I sell cars. I usually import them from auctions in the United States, bring them here, clean them up, and sell in Benin, because that's like the car hub of the South region. And I run a water factory with my brother. I produce and sell table water. So that's what I used to do before I came to the house. And other businesses here and there. So. Big Brother Naija is the biggest platform in Africa. In fact, it has always been a dream for me since like 20. I started watching the show since 2009. So I watched the show and I'm like, I can be here, I can do what these people are doing. So it has always been, so it's like me just living my dreams. And I'm not willing to take bold steps. I'm not scared of taking bold steps. So yeah, that's why I'm here. Because the viewers actually wanted content. And these were contents that I wasn't willing to give, in as much as I was trying to be flirty here and there, trying to, just live in the space that I was in. There were lines I wasn't going to cross, and I guess that was why they decided to say, okay, go home. And I also think what was happening outside that I didn't know about when I was in the house actually influenced me being evicted from the house. Because if you asked people that I stayed with, they would tell you that they were shocked that my name was called. So I guess these were the things that made that happen. Yeah, when I got out, she wasn't having it at all. The fact that she was watching me kiss people's hands, hug people, dance a certain way with people, touch people's butts and stuff, she wasn't having it. But it was for the game, I went in saying I was open to vibe. I wasn't going there to have a relationship or anything. No commitment. I was just open to just enjoying and having fun and, just living my life. So yeah, she didn't, but I think as time went on, she got to understand that it was a game I had to serve. I had to do something. I had to be something. So yeah. So initially when the whole Groovy thing started, Fina Groovy, I'm like, okay, I didn't see it coming actually. It was too fast, considering what had happened with Beauty. And then Fina would always say, it's all vibe, it's all vibe, it's all vibe. You know how Fina is one of the loudest person in the house, energy. And then I started noticing that the energy was dropping, because that's what sheep does to you. It just makes you cling to one person. And then I noticed the energy was dropping, and if I noticed stuff, I would say it. And I told Fina that, her energy is dropping. So yeah, that was why I actually said, she's losing focus. And at the point when Groovy was taken to level 1, I saw how she felt. I saw what it did to her. And I started noticing that, this girl is actually falling in love with this guy, or she has, deep feelings for her. So I was not getting that you are saying that it's just vibes, it's just cruise. You've been there before. To just seeing the guy and you're crying like a baby. There was a point when Groovy was outside, and then you usually have this small space that we used to spy through the doors. And then as soon as she saw Groovy, she was just shedding tears like a 2-year-old. And it was really funny for me, because I don't like weak people around me, honestly. I like tough people, So yeah, that's it. So, first of all, I think me being out now, me being out this early, I think I can partly say it's because of the way the show was structured this year, the whole 2 levels. Some people can go like, for example, Cross. He went the whole show without being nominated. So it's your personality in the house that determines how far you can go sometimes. So it's not necessarily ship. But people wanted content. So yeah, it's possible for you to go without being in the ship because your personality in the house. For example, all these other guys, Tricky T was a funny guy, so he didn't come up as much. So yeah, that can also be a strategy for some people. Let me be honest with you. My only strategy was just go there and lay low for like 2 weeks. But I can tell you for a fact, what you think you know of the show is different from what the show is. As soon as you get into the house, everything is different. If you do not have a strong personality, when you see other housemates, you may just hide under your shell. So it's way different from what you see. What you see outside is way different from what it actually is in the show. So that's what it is. No, it didn't. For me, I even thought that the whole banter, it wasn't healthy. People were throwing direct shades. People were acting funny. For me, it was very childish, honestly. But I didn't. It was affecting some people in my, like Brian would always complain about, what level 1 is doing, and let's do it back to them. But for me, it always didn't make sense. I'm a mature person, and I like mature people around me who think the same way that I think. So yeah, it was just the level 1, level 2 thing actually didn't get to me. Brian is pretty young, so he's just having fun, enjoying. He's there to have fun. So I think they're cute together, honestly. But coming out to see that Daniella is supposed to be a fake housemate, that means she's not supposed to be in this kind of entanglement. Instead, she's supposed to be disrupting other relationships. It was really funny for me because she's doing the opposite of why she's in the house. But yeah, I think they're cool. I think Brian is very young and is allowed to explore and do whatever thing he wants to do. Enjoy his stay in the house. I wanted to be a rider or something, I think it would have been a very good thing for me to just poke people's emotions and look for trouble. I think I would have been able to do that. And for the fact that you have this certainty in mind that you can go, a whole stretch. Unlike us who are always scared, who are always conscious of what we say, what we do, how we act. So yeah, I was like, pretty interesting. For the fact that we didn't suspect it was even more interesting. But as soon as they mentioned that they were fake housemates, I actually predicted Daniella was one of the fake housemates. Because she's very beautiful, and you can't save such beautiful person for later on in the show. So yeah, that's what I think. I think I should have gone in as a rider. It would have been cool. As the riders? Yeah. I think Cheesy is doing a good job. But I know there was something off about Cheesy. You can't come to a show after so many, it came 2 weeks after we started. And then you're always talking about going back home, taking somebody along with you. It was just a funny guy, but I think he's doing a great job. I think amongst all of them, fake housemate riders, I think only Cheesy is doing a great job. I don't think DG is. I don't think Rachel is doing anything. I don't think Daniella is even worse. So yeah, that's what I think. First of all, Daniella, I thought you guys didn't see me. How do you guys know these things that I was saying? Well, anyways, Daniella is my guy. I know she's young. She's also very young. And I cared a lot about her. And that was why I was always checking up. I was always, even if she's not eating, I'll make sure she eats. When I heard some funny things at night, I would go and ask her, are you good? Are you sure you're making the right decisions? Because that's the only thing I can do, advice. I can't go and force them to do what they don't want to do. Coming out to see what I saw, I just want to, leave it to them, because I heard Khalid said it was aggressive kissing or whatever. So I just want to leave it to them to say, because I wasn't under the sheets with them. So they would tell us what happened, and well, we saw what we saw, we know what we know. So. So I was a businessman before the house. I will continue to be a businessman. Because my business, while I was in the house, my business was still running. You know, it didn't stop. So it's more or less about expanding, about delving into other spaces that I haven't. So I'm open to exploring the entertainment industry. I was also considering the business side of movie making, which is investing in movies, you know, and making profits, because that's what I do. So I'm open to acting, I'm willing to learn, I'm willing to try out stuff. I'm also open to singing. So whatever thing that comes, I'm willing to do it. Because I haven't actually had because of where I'm from and where I grew up, I haven't actually had the time to try out other things. You know, for me, you have to do something that will put food on the table. You know, so that's what I've always done. So this is the opportunity for me to explore, you know, spread my wings and fly. It was really sad. It is important for everybody to know that while I was in the house, I had no clue. I was in the house talking about my child I didn't want to sound it, but I couldn't hold it. Talking about my child to Beauty. I think Beauty knew. I think whether Beauty told Groovy or Groovy, I don't know. Groovy, but very few people knew about it. The Al Jazeera's and the CNN, they had no idea, but it was just few people that I was really close to that knew about it. We had even planned on making Beauty the godmother of the child. That's to tell you how expectant I was. So coming out to hear that, you know, whatever happened was really sad. I was really, when I was hearing the news, I was actually shaking. It was really so. But I spoke to my wife, spoke to my family. The team, you know, brought a psychologist to me to speak to me. They gave me, which is the Big Brother team, they gave me option of jettisoning this, you know, media rounds for later time. But after this whole consultation with my family, you know, making sure that my wife is okay, and she's actually okay because her talking to me, her seeing me now makes her feel better. So we decided to continue the media rounds, and I can tell you for a fact that we are good. My wife is fine, I'm fine, and we'll make more babies. So, yeah.